Chat pop.
Pop.
Yeah, make it big.
I will.
For Blindy.
New pin chat. You can pin a message. Oh, yeah. You couldn't do that before? Got it. Let's see. Let's zoom that in a little. Do you want that? I can make it a little bigger, I think.
Sweet.
How's that?
Yeah.
Anybody here?
Hello, anybody here? They're all over at Bill's.
They might be.
Oh, hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Home Sweet Trailer. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Don.
Everybody's shuffling in and out of Bill's.
Actually, there are only a couple over on Bill's.
A few.
Are on,
it's hard to tell, who's in there. If I think I've said this before, if they don't actually chat.
Hey, April.
If they don't actually chat, you can't tell. There could be people there that you don't know are there. It's not like we have a list of everybody who's there.
That's true.
So unless they chat, you don't know who's there, actually.
Taylor and Melissa don't.
Or Timmy sometimes on ours, right? So have you reminded him?
I forgot to tell him.
Hey, Yvonne. How's California?
Hello.
Desert Living Homestead. We're all right. Tom, where's your weather update? You usually give us the weather in New Jersey. Very nice. Oh, good. Oh, Pedro. I don't remember. I guess that was the last channel name. He changed it once or twice, so I had lost it. I'm sorry.
There's another one. Maybe that one's called Off-Grid Building. That's what I'm.
Home Sweet Trailer says I was there but didn't chat. Didn't want to overwhelm Bill on his first solo live stream. Yeah. Also, he mentioned there at the end that he had asked me about sound and stuff. He did it on his phone, as you may have known. But so I can imagine that's got to be tough to keep up on a phone. We do not. And he actually didn't know that when he asked me about my sound. He said, do you use an external mic or just your phone? And I said, we actually do it on a desktop computer, so we have a lot more space to deal with. I can imagine how hard it would be to keep up with all
We have a big monitor,
yeah.
So we can see it, but I can't even imagine trying to see my phone.
That would be tough.
I would have to.
That would be tough. I imagine as he got, one or two comments on the screen, they probably disappeared that fast on his phone, I would imagine.
Also, it's easier when there's two people manning.
75 and clear, says Tom. All right, good to hear. Pedro's in North Carolina. He's all over the place.
Size man.
Don says, did you get a good bit of water in your new system? I'm sure we did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's up?
Oh, No Home, No Man. That's Steve, I think is.
Oh, welcome.
Hi, Steve.
Awesome, Arizona. I think that's Dino. Oops, I just hit the
Hi,
table.
Dino.
Dawn, I'm sure we did get some water, but I think we've said this before. So there's a couple things going on with our water system right now. Number one, as Dawn knows, because he has the same kind of tank. It's not the same size, but it's the same kind. Our water tanks are actually so thick, with a water barrel, with something a little thinner, you can usually tell how much water you've got just by feeling it. Cold is water, hot is air, basically. That doesn't work on these. They're too thick. And you can't see through them. They've got markers on the side, but you can't see. You can pound on it a little bit and maybe get a little bit of an idea. Hey, Bill, good job.
Yeah, I was trying to feel with my hands.
Yeah, the only way really to tell with these things is to get some sort of measuring system going on, which we don't have set up. But really just to open the top and look in and kind of figure. So I'll admit I haven't really checked. We haven't gotten a ton of rain. Hey, Melinda, Dad. Since we kind of finalized the setup. So we haven't gotten, I'm sure, a ton, but I know we've gotten some. But the other issue is, and I still haven't done it, my system is just dry fit together right now. The PVC portion of it is just dry fit together, and it is leaking a good bit. I need to glue it. I just wanted to kind of get a temporary setup at first just to make sure I was happy with the way things were laid out.
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't glued it yet, so we are losing some.
Well, it's going into a big barrel, but right now we don't really need any extra. Well,
We don't need, we're not dying for water. We still do have a well connection as a backup, and we've known that all along. So we're not in any kind of, if we don't collect a bunch right now, it's not the end of the world. So we're in kind of a transition period from the well to the tanks.
We have 3 barrels that are completely full right now.
Not with 3 barrels on them, you can't. So
Jaws.
yeah, we have 50 or 55 gallon barrels.
Oh, hey, Melissa. And Taylor.
Hey, Melissa. And Taylor.
Taylor might have been gone today.
So yeah, that's the water is good, I believe. The water collection setup, I think, is good. Like I said, I do need to finish it off with gluing things together because it is leaking.
Hi, Shirley.
So y'all look annoyed. You look annoyed? I don't know.
Oh, well, I've had allergy issues, so my eyes are itchy, so that may be why I always look like this. I'm tired.
So I think I mentioned in the post, obviously we're not back into the house build yet, but hopefully soon. But I have done some smaller things around here. We've done some smaller things around here. Lots of weed pulling still. But the fix on the roof of the trailer, I think, is holding up well. We have gotten enough rain, I think, for me to say confidently that I believe that is taken care of. So that's nice. We just dealt with, this one came out of the blue a little bit, but we just dealt with a problem with our door lock. Basically just, probably standard kind of problems that you'd have with an RV door lock. I think there's a spring mechanism in there, and it just, at first I thought it maybe just needed cleaned out and things, and because it was getting kind of tight at first. And then when I was messing around with it, the spring actually kind of broke and popped out. So I actually replaced a door handle today. So little things, but they kind of collect up if you don't take care of them. And I think I was talking about it last week. I get this long to-do list of things that I know I need to do, and I just never do them. So I'm catching up on a lot of things, which is nice. It makes you feel a little better. Am I missing questions or comments or anything?
I don't think so.
right.
I've been doing a lot of videos, so I'm trying to do a video every day in September. We'll see how that turns out. I'm working on a surprise, or I'm working on a painting.
Yeah, Pam's been doing a lot more videos on her channel, and this is one of the other things I wanted to talk about. It's funny, Bill, you were a perfect lead into this because
he hasn't put a video
I
out.
wasn't going to talk about it much either. I don't like to talk about it much. I don't like to feel like I'm complaining about YouTube because it's an awesome thing and it's free for us to post on there and everything. And that's so awesome, right? So I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about it, but you described almost to a T how I have felt for about a month. I don't mind. Again, like you said, I love doing YouTube. I love having the people watch. I love the fact that every once in a while you get somebody, and who knows how many of those you actually reach, but the ones that actually respond back and say, hey, your video on such and such, it was my problem too, fixing a water heater or something like that. And it helped me so much. I didn't know about that. And I got mine fixed. That's so awesome. I love that. And to be able to share with family and friends and stuff that are farther away, just can't see the stuff here. So I'm not trying to beat up on YouTube or the viewers, right? But much like you said, there was a time there where I thought, okay, maybe this can be, that job in the future that I knew I would have to get someday, right? So you start to look around at what other people are doing, and you think, okay, if I do this or that, or I get a little more consistent here, or if I put a little more effort in here, maybe there will be a little more of a return on it, right? And I tried to do that for a little while, and I thought we were making good videos, and I thought we were being consistent, and there just wasn't a return. Now, again, and Pam reminded me, and I remind myself all the time, I love our viewers.
Not only that, he just hasn't had really any time.
And it's
a job.
It's hard to do.
It's a lot of time and effort.
A 10-minute job can turn into a 2-hour job in no time. And sometimes having enough hands to do all the things and videotape and then edit and all these things, it can be really tough. So the point of all that is, much like you said, I am also rethinking kind of how I'm going to approach my channel. Because again, I do love to share on YouTube, and I still want to. What got me a little frustrated was that I felt like I went sort of out of my comfort zone or above and beyond or whatever, what I really wanted to do, trying to get a little bit more of a return from the viewers, right? And I think that's sort of a mistake in general, usually, right? And I tell other people this when they ask me advice about YouTube. It's always about, you've got to do what you want to do and what makes you happy and the kind of content that you want to create and how you want to create it. So what I had fallen into was, well, I wanted to be more consistent. I wanted to sort of format my videos a little bit differently or whatever to kind of see, because maybe more of a way that others are having success out there or whatever. I accidentally hit the table. But what I really want to do, I guess, and it took me a while to realize this. Pam and I were just talking about it today. And I said, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to start doing a little more. And I hate to say this because it might not be people's favorite type of video, but a little more of a talking head type video where I literally, almost like these lives. I love these lives. Part of it, obviously, is that it's immediate interaction, but I also like to sit in front of the camera and just talk about what's going on. I like to do that.
But I've tried to get you to do it a bunch of times and you won't do it.
Well, I'll admit, the reason probably I was hesitant is because in general, I don't think those are the most successful videos on YouTube or the most liked videos on YouTube. So I thought, oh, that's not the direction we want to go because that's not what the viewer wants, right? They want to see you.
It doesn't have to be the whole video.
I get it. You're right. You're right. I'm just telling you.
Can I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just been a while since I've been able to get a word in. So
you may speak. You may speak.
Don said he liked, Don and Malin said they liked my flower video today. So I just want to say thank you real quick.
Okay.
So.
And Pedro says, I'm seeing now, I like the quirky stuff y'all do. I think people like us when we sort of banter a little bit, and we tend to do that more in the lives probably. And actually, to tell you the truth, in the videos that Pam makes on her channel, or if she makes more on our channel, we go back and forth a little bit, and I think it gets funnier, and I think it's more fun. So, I've lost that on our channel. When I go into teacher mode, right? And I've never been
more fun.
I've never been real happy about that, but
I'll be right back.
It's just what happens when I start to document a project, right? Of doing a job. So I'm just giving a heads up out there, and you guys can give us feedback.
I think you're getting too uptight. You just need to relax.
That's exactly what I'm describing here. I'm trying to share that. Yeah, I got wrapped up in it. It got frustrating. I'll admit it, and it's wrong. So I kind of stepped back. I've stepped back for a while. I haven't put out a video in like a month. So just today, I said to Pam, I said, I wouldn't mind just kind of sitting on the couch and talking about what we're working on and what we're doing. And still, while we're having that talk, maybe that talk becomes sort of a voiceover for real footage, which I still like to have, of doing something outside or whatever of an actual project. Or maybe, or I just kind of put that footage in the background while we're sitting on the couch talking, and then maybe we can interact a little more. I'm feeling like our channel might go back. Obviously, in the beginning, it was more like that because that's all we had. We didn't have anything to show really, so we sat on the couch on our early videos. I think we're going to head back that way. Hopefully, that doesn't turn anybody off. But really, let's
go back to basics.
That would make me happy. And again, back to the advice that I give others when they ask. You got to do what makes you happy. So I need to do it at my own pace, at a pace that makes me happy.
Any man's smartest
and the kind of
words to his wife. You're right. That's Chad.
Chad.
That's fun.
I think y'all gotta think how y'all first said, do what you want, not what people want. Yes. Yeah. So I like watching things as it happens, the how-to. Yeah. Like I said, there's something out there for everybody, and there's an audience for everything. And I'm not saying I'm going to stop doing because I've said it before. I make some of the videos I make because that's what I would want to see. Me as a viewer, I like to get into the details of a project. If it's a project that I want to do myself, I want you to hit every detail. And I've said before that I think a lot of videos out there leave a lot out, and that bugs me personally. But, again, that's not everybody. But me, I like to see every little detail. So I make videos like that. And I will continue to make videos like that.
Another Steve.
Oh, my gosh, Steve Kane. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Donna.
I think that's the first. Those are Steve and
old
Donna, our
neighbors.
old neighbors from our past
And
life.
I have a hard time saying that. Mount Manalani.
Manalani.
I'm sorry. Can you read that?
I love both you guys' channels.
Thank you.
Your teaching channel is excellent. Pam's channel is excellent. Hang loose. Everyone do what they want to do.
That's right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I do what I want.
And we will. So I just want people to know I'm not giving up on it, but much like Bill said, I got frustrated. And I'll admit it was my own fault. I get too wrapped up in it. I shouldn't have. But it's bringing me back to you've got to do things kind of at your pace and make what you want to make. Now, the good news is if I make the videos, if I do a little more of that kind of a video, just kind of hanging out talking, they're a lot easier to make, as Bill touched on as well. You know, a video of a project in super detail can be really tough, especially when you want to make it neat, right?
And then you put
camera angles and all kind of
on
things.
Yourself
and it takes a long time, and you can be disappointed with it, and therefore you can maybe hold back on actually putting that video out to the world. I think if we transition to more of the videos that I think I'd be more comfortable doing, I think we'll do them faster, which would be good. It's more content for you guys.
Jim and Jessica.
Hey, Jim and Jessica.
What did have you considered
a talk time for you and a Q&A segment about anything with your live streams? Definitely. I mean, these live streams, they started out being, you know, the idea, and it still is the idea. It's a Q&A. You know, ask us any questions you want about our build or about anything about our life here. That really is what this is for. When there aren't a lot of questions, because honestly, I appreciate everybody that's here, but this is a pretty small live. When there aren't a lot of questions, we basically almost just go into storytelling mode, or we just start talking about what we've done during the week. But I mean, we are here to answer any questions that anybody has. But we've had the same group for a while, so most people in here kind of know what we're up to. So there hasn't been a whole lot of questions to answer. But I mean, that is why we're here on the live. It's to give you a little more of a, you know, hey, what'd you do this week? Or what are you doing about X, Y, Z or whatever? And as we get back into the build, the house build, I think there will be a little more back and forth. I think we'll be moving a little quicker. And
hopefully it'll stop raining. September's almost over, so it's got to stop raining soon.
September? We're a week into September, by the way.
Oh.
she does that. I think the weather has already started to taper off. I mean, I'm not going to go out and say that the rain is done. I'm sure it's not. But I think the worst of it is past us. So I think we're getting really close to being able to dive back in. That doesn't mean it won't rain. I'm sure it will. But
you should see all the weeds out there on the what do you call it? The foundation.
The house is covered in weeds right now. So it's I need to weed that. I mean, there's some big ones. So
my channel sucks compared to I do everything.
I just show the end result because I don't have a camera. This is the most fun I have is watching you guys. Well, great. Glad to hear it.
I'll go and check your channel out. I didn't know that you had a channel.
I'm really confused in that who is really who when you start your videos. LOL. Oh, you know,
I'm Brian.
I don't know if this will bother anybody, and it'll be hard to give it up.
No more rain, Dawn.
We probably
you have enough.
We probably will change our intro at some point. Even as much as I love it, we've been using it for a long time, but I think it's hilarious. And it really, I don't know if everybody believes this, but that was not planned. That was not an act. She actually made that mistake, and I thought it was hilarious. So,
what's the
miracle? Pam ain't making fun of your. Oh, hey, new haircut. Was this yesterday? Day before yesterday?
Yesterday.
I think it might have been day before.
Yeah.
Anyway, new haircut.
I can't keep track.
No wings. Anyway, again.
Yeah, it was just yesterday. I think I'm getting a little better at it.
I just wanted to share with everybody. You know, I'll admit it's taken me a long time, and maybe I'm still not there to know really what I want to do on YouTube. Like Bill said, it started out sharing this with friends and family who couldn't be here, and it started out, you know, hey, if there's somebody out there, if I fix something or build something or make something that somebody else wants to, and they learn it a little bit from me, again, not that I'm an expert, but if they learn something and it helps them do it, I love that. So, but I didn't know how to go about it, and I didn't know whether I was a how-to or a follow our life or a whatever. So, and I'll admit, I'm still looking for that all the time, kind of trying to figure out what that is. But I just want to tell everybody, you know, I I apologize. Not that I have to apologize, but I apologize for not being consistent. And I know I haven't put a video out in a long time, and I feel a little bad about it because our viewers deserve, the ones that are looking for us, they deserve some content. So we're going to get back in there. But it got frustrating for a little while. But I'm going to get back in.
Dawn says, disadvantage of being single. Yes.
No homestead says I'm trying to decide if I'm going with a Brian haircut or a Bill haircut. So here's a simple, here's the maybe the dividing line between the two. Do you want to do it yourself, or do you want to have someone else have to be able to do it? The problem with this haircut is I can't do it on my own because it might be hard to tell, but it's two different lengths. And they have to be blended together, so I can't do it on my own.
Have you checked the truss prices? No, he hasn't.
I have not asked for a re-quote on the trusses, but I will. I will.
I think that's April. Hi, April. Simple Living.
Oh, yeah. I sure miss making videos, but 2 a week was a little much. 2 weeks a lot. It is.
Thank you.
I guess I'm at an advantage. Married, I only shave the scalp, and I'm done. Presto, I'm bald. Yeah, if you want an easy haircut, this is the way to go. And believe me, I've often debated going there, and I assume that at some point I'll end up there. And the bonus will be that I'll be able to do it myself. Your channels are yours. Chad Ryan says, your channels are yours. You can do whatever you want. Absolutely. Even a combination of how-tos and fall in my life is absolutely okay.
Oh, yeah. We are definitely being careful in the weeds.
Yeah. I think I mentioned it last week, right? I was standing a foot or two away in flip-flops.
That's right. You did.
From a rattlesnake a couple of weeks ago. So,
man, Jim's the one. And
Jim's got a bunch.
Got the snake like doing like that.
Wow,
that was scary.
Luckily, that sucker that was by me, he never even really moved until I went back to kind of look at him, and I was at a distance. So,
Billy and Jody I just saw on Facebook that Billy had one at his house.
Oh, I didn't know that. At a regular house, right? In a regular neighborhood.
Tucson.
So, yeah, interesting.
In Tucson. He had a big long stick or a big long pole poking it.
That sounds like Billy.
Yeah.
He would poke it.
I don't know if he killed it or not, but I hope he did.
So, that might be a total, hopefully, dump of kind of where my head's been at for a while and what we're up to.
I tell him, because this is what I do. I just don't worry about it. I have a good time doing the videos with what I do. I think it's a creative
that's the way it should
outlet
be.
For me, and I enjoy doing it. So that's the
way it should be. And I know you're right. But like I said, it was hard not to get wrapped up in the, okay, well, if I did this, would this happen? And I know that's a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. You know, you got to do what you want to do. So
whatever you decide to do, but I'm still here. Ain't going nowhere. Thank you.
Obviously, we appreciate everybody who comes to watch and these and our videos. We appreciate all of it. And hopefully you guys see that. We, as far as I know, we still respond to literally every comment. Now, we're able to do that because we're not giant.
Yeah.
But,
if we do get giant, then I'll probably still try to.
But if you ever want to hear from us, all you have to do is comment on our videos, and you'll hear from us because we do respond to every single one. So
is it Rob? Northwest to Southwest. Is that Rob? Right.
I think it is. No.
Hey, Rob.
Wait, Northwest to Southwest is Terry
and Michelle.
And Michelle.
Who's?
Oh, you're mixing up Rob's in California.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry, everybody. It's hard to keep the names straight, but don't make a job out of it. Yeah, you know what's funny? What's funny is I told myself and others from the beginning, that was my advice. Don't make it a job. And I told myself I didn't want to make it a job because I knew it would frustrate me. And it happened. I did it. Even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I did it.
Brian, what did Rick say about
What did Rick say about algae growth when you leave your tank with the mesh water inlet? Oh, mesh probably. Mesh water inlet in place versus it capped with that big pill bottle type cap. So I think what Dawn's talking about is the lid to our water tank. It's got a pretty good sized lid. It's got to be a good 16 inches across or something. But it also, so under that lid, there's a mesh kind of like a strainer, right? To keep bugs and to filter the water that comes in a little bit, even though you might filter it at the gutter. It also has a smaller kind of cap within that lid that's you can remove just the middle of it, and it's big enough to let PVC go in there, which is how I have mine set up. I think, Dawn, if I understand what you're asking, are you asking what's the situation with kind of sun getting in if you remove that lid completely and all that's there is the filtration, the screen, the mesh screen? We didn't talk about that. I didn't talk about that with Rick because I've always known that I was going to leave that lid on, and my only penetration into the tank would be where the PVC goes into the mini cap. So there's really not any sunlight getting in for me. So if I understand what you're asking, that's not something that Rick and I talked about specifically. So if I wanted to know, I would ask him about leaving that lid off.
I lost the list with the names on it. Also, that was a long time ago, and some of those changed.
More have come up and
dropped off, or a lot of it.
Do you mind if I turn that light on? We're getting a little dark.
I was just thinking.
Okay,
Go
turn the light on.
You have longer arms than me.
It's getting a little darker. It's getting darker early. I knew you'd say that.
It's bright light.
Anyway, yeah, Dawn, I don't have a great answer for you because my only penetration into the tank is in that little cap. And so there's really no sunlight getting in, which is nice. So I'm not sure about that. I do have a friend. He's not on here. Craig, at least I haven't seen him comment. Craig has the same tank, has one of the same tanks that we have out at his place in Bisbee. And he's using it right now. And he's basically just running I don't know how to describe it. He built like a track, let's say, to take the water from his gutter to the tank. And he basically just built it out of wood. So he made kind of a U. And he lined it with metal, like sheet metal. And because he just runs that down.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He lets the water. You don't?
No, I think I zoned out for a minute. Maybe that's the smirk.
My point is, Craig lets the water just fall in to the top of his tank. So his lid is off, right? So he lets the water just fall in. And the question Dawn is asking is, what about sunlight getting in there and hitting the water? Because sunlight hitting the water is bad. Right?
Why doesn't? Yeah.
So Craig does have that set up.
Oh yeah, I did.
I knew somebody would say that.
Yes, that is what my mind immediately went to the gutter.
Of course it did.
I was thinking of a can that was over there. There was a can sitting over there, and it says, "Is this the one?" No,
Bill
it's not.
switched into locker room mode.
It said something about blaster and penetration on the can.
Bill will know. This is PB Blaster. I had a can of the PB Blaster
and I was
in here today.
That's a funny name. I don't know. Anyway, shut up, Pam.
So yeah, it's a good question, Dawn. I don't have an answer. I would ask Rick if you're concerned about it. If Craig, my friend, were on here, I would ask him right now, but I don't think he's on here. But he is doing that.
I was going to say, Nikki told me that Craig's been watching the lives after the next day because they're going walking at night.
Oh, okay.
He's getting his exercise at night instead of in the daytime when he's not working.
I'll ask, if I think about it, Dawn, I'll ask Craig if he had that conversation with Rick. But yeah, he lets the water just kind of flow with no real connection, right? He just lets it flow and drop into the top. So he leaves the lid completely off. But that is a valid question. I would, if I had that set up, I would want to know because sunlight's going in and that's bad, right? So it's a valid question. I wish I knew.
I'm actually better than I used to be. My mind was...
Dawn says, I am super embarrassed. I forgot about the smaller cavity in the big black cap for the tank. Yeah, if you're using PVC, or even if you're not, there is, so there's I don't know if these numbers are right, but let's say it's a 16-inch lid and you just kind of, and you take that lid off, right? Within that 16-inch lid, there's like a 5-inch little lid, kind of inner, that you can take that, and that holds a 4-inch PVC perfectly. Oh. And that's how I have mine going in, and you get no light really coming in or anything. So
he has a second video in the works, but I don't know what happened to that. You said that you had a video that was almost done, and all of a sudden,
well, I did.
What happened on that?
I might have talked about it a little last week. I started making the part 2 of the gutter, the finalization of the gutter, which is more the PVC stuff.
Rain catchment.
It was a hard video to make just because I needed all my hands, and even, my hands weren't enough to do some of the things I needed to do, and then trying to film it. So I had a lot of kind of before and after, like, here's what I'm going to do. Then I would do it. Then I'd say, here's what I did. And also, it just so happened that, I do all my filming with our phone, and I get a lot of bad audio in that stuff. So basically, I have a video in the works for that gutter thing, but it's got a ton of crappy audio. So I know I have to do a bunch of voiceover and figure out how to fit that voiceover to the video, and that's one example of the kind of thing that can get really frustrating when you're making videos.
That's not
so it's just been a video.
Not that hard.
It's been a video that's really gotten me frustrated. So yeah, I have a video in the works to show the finish of the gutter setup.
Also,
but I just haven't gotten it done yet. It's tough.
Is the gutter
all
leaking?
Your hands, Mom says?
Is the gutter leaking a little bit or something because it's a plastic gutter? And
it's hard to tell. So I have I think there's like three like gutter sections that connect to each other. Just a transition from one gutter piece to the next, right? So there's a piece that makes that connection, and I think they're doing pretty good. But one of them had some drops under it, so I'm not positive but most of the leakage that we're getting from the gutter right now is happening at the PVC, and I believe it's because I haven't glued it, because it's only dry fitted together. So I think that the gutter system is okay. And if we're losing a little bit, I'm not too concerned about losing a little bit, to tell you the truth.
What is all your hands?
I think my mom thought that was funny that I said all my hands. I mean, there's only 2 hands, right? So I
didn't even hear you say that. I'm still.
So Don says,
two
except
sentences behind.
Affordable Desert Living, my schedule 40 is only 3 inches. I can't make it work. Yeah. Whoa. So for that particular tank, a 4-inch piece of PVC will fit in perfectly. Don says, except in a brain dead moment, I might not have lined the pipe up with the cavity in the blank cap. Yeah, you have to make sure you're pointed in the right direction. So Don says, Brian, when in doubt, dub lots of music in when the sound is awful. Yeah, I've definitely worked through it before, but this one is it's not pretty.
When will you be continuing the construction?
Pedro says, when will you be continuing the construction? We could probably start right now. I'm trying to we're just kind of trying to wait till it looks like the monsoons are tailing off, and it really does actually look like it's happening now. So we're gonna get back into it very soon here, within the next couple of weeks. Mom's talking about my fingers and toes. Yeah, within a couple of weeks we should be going back. I say back to the bales. I never actually started, but I sort of kind of got really close. But we will be going back to bales very soon here. Again, not that the rain is over. It can and probably will still rain some. We'll get winter rains, but hopefully they won't be as heavy and as frequent as the monsoon rains. So, I should be able to cover with tarps and things like that and protect us. So,
Saludos.
So we'll be getting into it real soon.
Desde Chile?
Ooh, from Chile.
Hi. Mario
Tolosa. We speak a little bit of Spanish. Ooh. ¿Qué tal?
¿Cómo estás?
Nice.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Decent. Pam dropping the Spanish. Here's the problem.
What did I say?
We're gonna say a couple Spanish words, and they're gonna come back with a big long sentence that we won't follow.
And I heard somebody talking the other day, and I actually was like, I understood a little bit of that. I'm catching.
I think both of us can do slow Spanish. It's fast Spanish. That's really hard.
Estás is how are you?
How are you? Can you follow that one?
Yo bien. Ustedes y ustedes.
Was that me?
I am good. Good, and you?
Very good.
Ha ha ha.
Welcome,
Muy
Mario.
Bien. También.
Guys, a bit of humor added here in the topic of YouTube and all of it. I got my first potential marriage proposal today. All right, Don.
Oh,
that's awesome. I'm surprised it took that long. We saw you, I think it was in a comment.
Another marriage proposal?
I think it was he said my first.
Oh, first.
I think it was in a comment that you pointed out where somebody dubbed him the Mr. Rogers of YouTube or something. I thought that was an awesome. I think you should use that, Don.
Yeah, I think you need to make up a little song that says, or maybe you could say, "It's a beautiful day off grid today," and have on a little sweater and.
Nice. Should
That's
work that in, Don. Your
That's a
videos
good
are very soothing to watch. They are. They really are. They're calming.
I think maybe I mean, this is, you don't have to do this, but maybe promote your other channel on maybe at the end say, hey guys, I just put out this new channel if you want to go check it out.
Yeah, in case anybody didn't know. I mean, I guess Don is splitting up his kind of birding side from his off-grid side, so just be aware of that. Don's out there.
He's on the move. He's on the loose. Today we're going
Don,
to learn
potential?
to tie.
Yeah. What did you say, Don? How did you answer?
I'm quite certain he said no.
Today we're not going to learn to tie our shoelaces. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting off the topic. I haven't really. I think I've covered kind of the what we're up to. So feel free to ask us any questions, or if you have got anything you want to talk about, or tell a story, or whatever. I'm kind of done with catch-up mode. So. And I know I talk a ton.
When will the walls happen? When can we start the walls?
2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks?
I've
been here in 2 weeks for 2 years.
Well, now, you'll admit, waiting for the rain was the right thing, right?
Yes,
I mean, it was the right thing. I wish we could have got it done before, but we didn't.
Where's Sherry?
Yeah. So we could start anytime we want, but, you know...
Oh, I know what
the rain potential is still there.
I know what I was going to say. I have to raise my hand on one time. I went to El Paso.
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
I went with my friend Nikki.
No,
I don't. We went and saw her baby. I mean, her baby. Her baby had a baby. Her daughter and her grandbaby. So that was fun, and I actually babysat while they went to get their toes did.
I was not there. I have no interest in babysitting.
Even though I'm probably the one that needed the pedicure the most. My talons.
So Don asked about the cool structure in your yard. He said, "Does that work?" I assume he's talking about the
cool structure.
Gosh, I just lost the name for that.
The pizza oven?
No. Actually, I'm not sure which he's. I assume he's talking about the other, the chimenea.
Oh, the chimenea?
When he said Mayan.
Yeah, it works.
I mean,
it's a.
Are you talking about the thing that's got kind of a stack on top of it, Don? That's a chimenea, and they do work.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. It's just been too hot.
Unless you're talking about the pizza oven, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but
the pizza oven is not accessible.
Oh,
it's
the weeds have overtaken it.
It's getting darker.
Yeah, so the thing that's all painted, that is a chimenea, Don.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know the term, but that's a chimenea.
I painted it twice because it gets all faded out. Are you still
karaoke?
Karaoke.
When was the last time? We have done some here and there, but it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Sometimes
in the winter time we will do fires in that little chimenea. We used to cook marshmallows in it with the kids we've had that thing for years and years.
It's kind of like a little outdoor fireplace. So it's got a hole in the front, which it'll put out some heat. But because of the kind of the stack deal, I mean, if you want to get over top of it, I mean, it really puts out heat. It shoots heat out the top a lot.
Chimpanzee. You know what I was thinking when he said?
I think he even spelled it
right.
When he
said chimpanzee, remember what Timmy was doing that night at Sherry's?
That was funny.
I was crying.
I would love to tell that story, but it'll be hard to tell here. But I'll try it. But I want to. So Pedro said y'all planning any more trips to Mexico? We will.
We do have
one scheduled for the two of us because it's been a while for us.
Next month we'll go.
So
sometime.
The room's been doing great. So so this is a little Timmy story. I don't know if Timmy's on here or not, but and I don't think Sherry's on here.
I forgot to remind
Mom might get a kick out of this, and I don't think I told her this story, and I can't do it justice, unfortunately, in this small space. But our son Timmy was with us at my sister's house, Sherry, up in the Phoenix area, and we were playing a little game. It was Timmy's game. It's this little.
It's called Jungle Speed.
No, this wasn't Jungle Speed. This was the other thing.
Oh, that little.
So he's got this little game, and many people have probably seen the little thing where you hold this little kind of cup on a stick, and there's a ball attached to it by a string, and you kind of swing it, and you try and catch the ball in the cup.
Mr. Miyagi
sort of, right?
type thing.
Well, Timmy had one that's a little different. It had kind of multiple little cup things that you could catch this ball on, and it also had a spike on top of it. And the ball had a hole in it. And if you swung the ball, you could try and catch it on this spike.
It was wooden, wasn't it? Made of wood?
Yes, it was. So anyway, we're playing this game, right? And me and Timmy are playing it, and surprisingly, it's easier to catch it on that spike than you would think. We did it a lot. And Timmy's really pretty good at it. But we're messing around with it, and then my sister asks, and everybody should know, in case you didn't know, we like to make fun of each other a ton. So my sister started messing around with it, and Timmy's watching or whatever, and she said, I can't get it. How do I do it? And Timmy walked over, and again, I can't do it justice in this space, but basically what he said was, he went over to her, and he was nice and polite and calm at first. And this is his aunt, I guess, ish, right?
Yeah.
So he goes, no, see, here's the problem. Here's what you're doing. And he would start to explain what he goes, you're trying to do this. And he started to describe it. And then he went, and then you go, and he broke into this like ape. He started beating on the floor. He goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's beating on the floor.
And the dogs were barking.
It was so funny.
He was doing it. Oh, wait, there was only one dog.
It was.
No, there's two.
No, they were both there.
Manny and Bella were barking.
It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen Timmy do. And it was timed perfectly. It was so great. It was so good. That was really funny.
Oh, man.
So there's just a funny Timmy story. I don't know how we got to that, but
because I saw a chimpanzee and it reminded me of Timmy doing this chimp imitation. It was funny.
So yeah, Pam went to El Paso, went to the zoo, got a little baby time, which I want no part of. I'll admit, I want no part of.
I was scared he was going to start screaming.
But while she was gone, I went kayaking with my sister Sherry and brother-in-law Scott. I did get a little. I put sunscreen on, but I got burnt. That was fun, and it was at Patagonia Lake, which I don't know if Jim's still on, but Jim and Jessica went there not too long ago and stayed in a cabin. We just went for the day. It was a nice little lake, about an hour and a half from here. So we went kayaking. It's a small lake, but it was nice. It was fun. It was a nice day. Pedro says, I would say if y'all are ever interested, we have a house in Rosarito. Just let me know. It's facing the beach. Y'all are welcome to it for a week. Back porch is facing the beach. Sold. I'll have to look up Rosarito.
Tucson?
Oh.
The Keys are in Tucson.
I'll have to look up where Rosarito is. I'll admit, I don't know the geography down there that well. We know Rocky Point, and that's about all we know. So we don't know much about Mexico beyond Rocky Point. So, but we love it down there. Mm-hmm. We have been to like one or two other places in Mexico, but always kind of with others. We were kind of just following a group. We've been to San Carlos / Guaymas.
Oh, and then we also went to...
We went to Bonamici, which is sort of interior to Mexico. And I think we drove through Hermosillo to get there.
Yeah.
But again, we were in a group. We were just kind of along for the ride. So we don't know Mexico very well.
That was a fun carpooling.
5 minutes from the Tijuana border. Oh, so it's just barely in. Wow, how about that?
Oh, cool.
We've never been in that area, just south of California there. We've never been in there.
David. Hi, David.
David Smudge. He's been on here before. No Desert You're in Paris?
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
I've never been to Paris.
David's been on here before, I believe.
Are we going to... Oh, no Brian Stern tonight either. Are we going to wrap it up?
We can. I mean, does anybody have anything out there?
Any more questions?
Silence.
Total silence.
Thanks for joining, David. What time is it? How big's the time difference? That's got to be 7, 9 hours, something. I don't know. It's got to be a bunch, right? We need to do dinner again? Sure.
Sure. I'm always up for that.
3.43.
I think he means it's 3:43 in the morning.
AM?
Can't sleep? That's me.
It's got to be. That would be AM, right? Because if we go that way, it should be ahead of us. Wow. He's a trooper.
I wake up and can't sleep all the time. It sucks.
Yeah, we're up at all hours of the night here. Getting older. Yeah. I don't know. I can't sleep.
I can't sleep through the night. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Manalani.
I've got to look and see how to spell that because I'm going to go look it up.
It's
I'm gonna
like
look up your channel.
it's like Spanish. It's one of the things I love about Hawaiian, at least as far as I know. You pronounce every, just like Spanish, you pronounce all of those letters. So I like it. It's very easy, actually, if you just kind of walk through it.
Off-Grid Patriot. Hello. And I apologize if
Is the earth flat around? I'm not going to get into that.
I want to say Rick. Is it Rick?
I work on internet. Okay. Off-Grid Patriot is trying to start a battle in here.
Is the earth flat around? I don't know. I think it's round,
but I don't want to have a debate about it.
I think it's round.
We'll make a list of questions for you next time. I should say that. Most of the people that are in here from week to week, and again, we really appreciate it.
Mark and Michelle.
Feel free to make up a list and bring them in with you of questions you have, or if you want to throw questions at us throughout the week, or send us an email or whatever and ask us something that you'd like us to talk about. Feel free. We're willing to talk about whatever here.
So Mark and Michelle, I'm sorry because I get confused because of all the different names. It's hard to keep track of all of them. And I did write them down at some point, but then I lost my list. But Off-Grid Patriot, Mark and Michelle. And then there's another one that is Terry and Michelle.
That's right.
And that's
that are actually future neighbors of ours. Yeah,
that's right. So Northwest.
Thanks for coming, No Home Nomad.
Thank you, y'all.
We'll try to send you rain up there. I wish I could.
Send it to Vegas.
Pedro says, I just want to see you start that house. You join the club over here. We will get back into it.
We got some people coming in late. Botanical.
That is a nice name. Points. That's a clever name.
Botanical.
Hello from 3 Points AZ. I'll admit I don't know where 3 Points AZ. I don't know what that is. Just moved off 12 days ago. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you. Botanical Gardens.
I forget my name half the time.
Woo,
my name is Layla. Welcome, Layla. Trying to remember that one.
Layla.
That should be easy to remember.
That one, I think.
Botanical Gardens, west of Tucson. That is a clever name. I like that. I wonder if you know Robert at AZ Off-Grid Solar Cabin Unplugged. Yeah, he's in that area.
Yes, I know. I'm familiar with this channel. I watched his videos.
He was actually talking to Botanical Gardens.
Oh.
But.
Hello. Sorry.
Hoghead Run 9. Were you able to collect much water during this monsoon season? Okay, so for my own fault, no. I didn't get the gutters done until late. We did get a little bit late.
We got some.
But the reason I wasn't in a super hurry, and this is not, I'm not proud of saying this, but because we have the well connection, as much trouble as it causes us, because I have the well connection, I wasn't in a super hurry to make sure I got my gutter system set up and everything before the monsoon rains came. Now, of course, I am kicking myself a little bit because we got so much rain. But no, I didn't get the gutter really finalized until kind of the end of the season there. So I got a little bit at the end. So we did miss a lot of that rain. But we do have access to water, so it's not the end of the world for us. But
he was dodging lightning bolts.
I don't think these.
Dawn, did you get some of the? We heard that y'all were getting ping pong size hail.
We thought about you last night, Dawn.
That's why I texted it.
A big alert on it, and at first we were worried about ourselves, of course, and then when we read, it was more down in your area or completely down in your area, but it sounded really bad. So hopefully you didn't get hit too hard. Sounded like big hail.
Have you tried to find gold? No. Actually, we have something in the mountains, but it's not gold.
Some sort of mica.
It's like a crystal.
Yeah.
Some sort of cool crystal stuff.
The hail was marble sized. Wow.
Cool.
I always worry. One of my biggest fears. I have so many fears, but one of my biggest fears is hail for our carport roof because there's really nothing under the metal. It is really just metal. So I worry that thing's going to get just.
Why didn't you put some OSB under there?
Do you know how much money that costs?
Yes.
That's a lot of money. Functionally, it's fine. It doesn't require the wood underneath, but if it gets hit by a bad hailstorm,
Well,
that
if
could
that
be trouble.
happened, we could just
That could be
patch
trouble.
it up, right? You just
I guess
patch
that's
it.
what you would do. So
We'll just hope that doesn't happen. Hoghead Run. Do you
Hoghead
plan
Run,
to
do you
cool
plan
your
to-
house? Yes.
we absolutely do. Hopefully just one, but yes, we
Maybe
absolutely
a
do.
cooling tube.
Um,
I think I don't know if Bill is still here, but you were trying to ask him if he
Yeah,
was gonna
Bill.
do
I know your
cooling tube.
your comments were probably scrolling by really fast, but I tried to throw in there. I didn't know if you were aware of cooling tubes, earth cooling tubes. It's kind of an Earthship thing. But I have considered and would still consider those. I don't know how hard they'd be to work in after the fact, but I love the idea. Much like I love the idea of solar, I think if you don't use that sun, it's kind of a wasted resource, right? I think it's there and you should use it. You should make use of it. I feel the same way about sending air underground and cooling it in the summer or heating it in the winter because the Earth has that kind of more constant temperature. I think it's a little silly not to take advantage of that. So I just was curious if you were aware of cooling tubes, because the idea of mini splits came up on your live as well. And I didn't know if you knew much about those or had thought about them or had ever considered them or would still consider them, because I think they're super neat. And I'd love to potentially work them in still in the future. So
We have a mountain.
but yes,
over
we do
here,
plan to use
so,
mini splits.
Maybe we could. I don't know if
Um,
we could use the mountain somehow.
oh, Dawn was asking Botanical Gardens about, I thought they were asking us a question, but something about tree assistance, tree info.
It is really
Dawn, don't
getting
want to take
dark
too much airtime.
earlier.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, the time is passing.
Is the bugs going to
Uh,
come in? We got bugs that come in.
The windows are closed.
Oh, it's closed.
Well, we're running the air conditioner.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Hello
Um,
again.
Being Canadian, I never think about cooling stuff, believe it or not. Wow. I think in AZ we have to go fairly deep to achieve 70 degrees underground. Love the concept.
I would love to grow limes.
I'm all about keeping warm, says Don. Have you guys seen the guy in Nebraska that grows oranges in the winter with those underground tubes? Does he use? I may have. Does he use them? Do you mean did he use them to feed a greenhouse to maintain some temperature? Because
related?
I have seen. I don't think it is Earthship related actually, but I say they're sort of an Earthship thing. They're not only for Earthships. A lot of people that do greenhouses also use earth tubes to either cool or heat, depending on the season. Yeah, so he heats his greenhouse. I think I actually have seen that. I just think they're a super cool idea, and I'd love to potentially work them into our setup in the future. But yeah, for starters, we'll be going mini split, and we've been very pleased with this mini split. As I've said a million times, the only real drawback of it is really the trailer's fault. It's not the mini split's fault.
Hi, Donna.
So,
Tom
hi, Donna and
asked,
Steve. Glad you guys can make it.
What YouTube channels do you watch often?
Mm.
Well, I've watched Jim from the very beginning.
Jim and Jessica for sure.
Super
Green
tiny.
Dream Project.
Bill
Bill and Yvonne.
Dawn.
Yeah, Dawn's are great.
I watch Off Grid Patriot. Robert, the guy, Unplugged guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. You watch Nona Grace?
Nona Grace.
Yeah. She's so. I mean, she's so consistent.
She's like every single day.
She's there every day.
For years and years, she's done that.
Botanical Garden says you guys have a 208 volt solar system. We have a 48. We have a 48 volt solar system. We've got. I think at least I hope some pretty good videos on it. If you want to go check them out, but I don't think. Yeah, sorry if we left any out, but those are some ones we've watched that we watch regularly and have watched for a long time.
Yes, I do watch Moses and Polly.
Oh yeah,
High Desert Homestead. Also, Irene and Henry.
I love to listen to Moses talk.
Irene and Henry put out videos every single day.
I love Moses' accent.
Brainstorm
Acres. Yeah.
Yes, we got to meet them in person. Oh, also Tiny Shiny
Home.
Pretty much all the ones that are in this area.
It's nice to watch the local ones. I mean, they share the climate, so you can learn a little more sometimes. One of the problems with YouTube, there's so much information out there. A lot of times it doesn't always apply to you, right? If we watch somebody who's in a very different climate, you know, they might, if we're trying to learn something, they might be in a totally different world, right? So it's nice to watch the local ones because we share a lot of things.
I try to, I mean, I don't have time to just like watch every single second.
It's hard to keep up. It is hard to keep up.
So it is hard to keep up, but I try to keep up with each one as best as I can.
Dawn says, thanks so much for connecting. Definitely makes a relative new to the area guy feel connected. I like to do that. I've been trying to do that ever since we got here. I mean, not that but I guess people that have come after us. I answered that.
Oh, okay.
People that have come after us, I like to kind of get us all together socially. I mean, not everybody's a social animal, especially I guess a lot of people that do this maybe are trying to get away. But it is really nice to kind of know these people if you can and be able to put a face to a name.
Bye, David.
It's nice. So I like to do that.
Yeah,
when we can.
I mean, it would be.
Bye, David.
It'd be fun sometime to have a get together here, but there's so many of them. I would probably freak.
When we first got here, and I'll say, you know, we just weren't ready to do a lot of big projects yet. We spent a little more time maybe trying to kind of get together and have little, you know, and we still will. You know, we like to play cornhole, if anybody knows the bag toss game. And so we will still do that stuff. The weather hasn't been great for it for a little while here, but we love to do that stuff, and we will continue to. You're going to bring tears to my eyes this evening.
You ready to wrap up?
Yeah, we should probably wrap up. We're about at 7 o'clock. As always, thanks everybody for coming to this and for poking the bear again, trying to start a political debate.
We are. I'm not allowed
and you
to
fell
say.
for it.
I mean,
how far are you from medical facilities?
There's a question. Is entitled to their own opinions and to do what they want. That's why we're America.
We've got medical facilities in Benson, which are about 15 minutes away. One of the things, I haven't said it a lot recently, but we've said it a lot over the course of our channel. We love our location, and that I feel like it's a little bit of the best of both worlds. We feel like we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, sort of.
But we're still close to
town. Benson, which has a Walmart and a hospital, is 10, 15 minutes away. So I really like that best of both worlds feel. So we are close to medical facilities. Gonna hit the sack. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks, Yvonne.
Thanks, Yvonne.
Again,
bye.
I'll say it one last time. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for watching the videos and for coming to these. And if I haven't said it before, if there's anything you want us to talk about on these lives, if there's a specific topic that you're interested in, even if it doesn't have to be related to the build or whatever, or if there's a question that you want to ask, feel free, send us an email. You know, we're midlifeprices@gmail.com. It's pretty straightforward. Or make a comment on any of our videos. Or if you ever want to talk to us, if you make a comment on our videos, you will get a response. So we'll talk about anything here. So feel free. With that, I guess we'll say goodnight.
Yes.
Right?
Good night.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Thank you again.